Just read a shocking study shared on X. Unemployed Americans with four-year degrees now make up a record 25.3% of total unemployment. That's higher than COVID. That's double the unemployment levels for college-educated people with four-year degrees in the 2008 financial crisis. Guys, we've got a major, major problem brewing. I mean, these kids are coming out of college with real loans, with real debt that they're not gonna be able to pay off. And there's a lot of degrees that are completely useless. We'll get to that in a moment because some degrees actually are leading to jobs. And at the end of the day, why are you going to university? Why are you going to college? You're trying to get a degree in keg stands? Well, yeah, in some cases probably. But in most cases, you're going to college because there's a promise that you'll have a better life on the other side. You're gonna get a better job, you're gonna get a better home, better wife, better kid. Everything's gonna be better because you went to the university. And better than that, the loans are being underwritten by the US government, by the federal government. So the federal government is gonna guarantee these loans. So these guys can charge whatever they want. I'm not gonna get off on a rant on the federal government subsidizing loans, but obviously it's a problem because it's not working. And kids are graduating with these large degrees, prestigious degrees, and it's not paying off. They're not generating income on the other side. Down here by Lauderdale by the Sea, people are really cool down here. Get this number, I'm just gonna go through the stats and I'll put a link to the study in the comments here or in the description. But so these numbers are out of control, okay? Youth unemployment, we covered this in a video a few weeks ago, actually, I'll post a link to it, is at 10.8%. And the age, that's for an age, I think it's 22 to 27. From ages 20 to 24, according to this study from the Kobisi letter, these youth unemployment is up to 9.2%. So regardless on the exact number, what we know is that kids can't find jobs. And we also know, and we also have covered for months now, that companies are not hiring kids straight out of college. They're not doing it. And there's multiple reasons why. My stance is that companies realize that kids come out of school with book smarts, but no street smarts. A, and B, why do you need a kid with book smarts when you have a PhD in your pocket when it comes to AI? And the upside with AI is much higher. If you get the AI to actually sort out the processes and work for you, then it's going to pay off insane dividends when it comes to scale and speed. Guys, get this is insane too. 40 to 50%, I'm seeing different stats, but roughly 40 to 50% of recent college graduates are underemployed. And what this means is that you get a four-year college degree, but you end up taking a job afterwards in something that doesn't require that degree. You know, you go to school to be a mathematician, you end up working at Arby's, is kind of what we're looking at there. Again, big problem because you're taking out $100,000 in debt to get a job and it doesn't pay off. Big, big problem there. But here's the big question. Which degrees are seeing the highest unemployment? And I'll give you a second to get your thoughts around this. Put your comments below because there are some degrees that are paying off better than others. So I'm just gonna go down the top 5 degrees that you should not get if you want to get hired because it is not working. First of which is fine arts. It is 7.5% unemployment rate. English, 7.2% unemployment. Liberal arts, 6.8%. History, 6.5%. Anthropology, 6.1%. If you have one of these degrees or you're thinking about going to school for one of these degrees, if your kid, if your nephew, if someone's going to school for one of these degrees, there's a good chance that they are not going to be using that degree for anything useful. They won't. At the end of the day, why do you need to there's so much information out there. Why do I need to go to go to a university to get a degree to be lectured by someone like some communist Marxist bullcrap? I don't need that. Not to say there aren't any good instructors out there, sure. But the proof is in the pudding, guys. They're not getting degrees or they're not getting hired. And the companies are not seeing the value in these kids, whether it's because of AI, whether it's because of indoctrination, whether it's whatever the reason. Proof is in the pudding. The numbers are there. Now, it's not all doom and gloom, because there are some degrees that are paying off. There are some degrees that are working, and people are getting these degrees and getting jobs. So there is some good news here. And these are the top degrees. First of which is nursing with a 1.4% unemployment rate, construction, 1.4%, medical technology, 1.5%, education at 1.6%. And I think education is honestly a very interesting degree. My wife is a teacher. She teaches kindergarten. And quite frankly, I think, I think she would be just as great of a teacher without a 4-year college degree than she is with it. Now, I realize that for some ages, for some topics, you might need a more substantial degree. But, do you really need a $100,000 piece of paper that says you can teach kindergartners how to write letters? I don't know that that's the case. I digress. And then agriculture comes in at number 5 here on the most employable at 1.7%. Now, STEM is interesting because there's a pretty big disparity. So engineering comes in on the lower end at a 3.3% unemployment rate, whereas computer science comes in at 6%. So wild stuff, guys. I'm at the beach right now, but I made a promise that I would come to you 6 days a week. That's why I'm here. And when I read that thread on X, I said, this is nutso. This is nutso. 25% out of all the unemployed out there right now who are struggling. The struggle is real. AI is taking your job, 100% happening. But 25% of you have 4-year college degrees with loans that I don't know how those loans could ever possibly be repaid. Big problem. Big problem. Guys, if you like today's video, you'll love yesterday's video where we talk about how Google Gemini is killing ChatGPT. Or is it? I don't know. You have to watch the video to find out. I'll see you there, boys. See ya. Peace.